Shabbat Shalom. We're in a moment in the Hebrew calendar, in a moment in general in life, but in the Hebrew calendar in particular, which is inviting us to think about the significance of modern events and modern symbols in terms of our Jewish identity. We observed Yom HaShoah this past week, Holocaust Remembrance Day. This coming week, Yom HaZikaron, Yom HaAtzmaut, a day of remembering those who have fallen, who have tragically fallen in defense of Israel and establishing the state of Israel. And tragically, there have been too many that have been added in this past year to the list of those we remember, too many families who are looking to this day with a renewed sense of grief and dread. And then Yom HaAtzmaut, the day of celebration, which in I believe great wisdom, those who established these celebrations and these commemorations place side by side. That memory and celebration go together in Jewish life and Jewish observance, and certainly in the modern state of Israel. We don't celebrate without acknowledging the great sacrifices that were made. And the symbol is the flag, is the Israeli flag, which is the symbol of the Jewish people in the modern era. And there's a profound insight that's offered by Rav Soloveitchik, one of the great leaders of the 20th century North American Jewish community. And he says that there is a holiness, an inherent holiness to the Israeli flag, and he bases his observation, his insight, on the law, on the Shulchan Aruch, which says that when it comes to burial of an individual, of a Jew, ad mea ve'esrim, after 120, when it comes to burial, that the requirement that Jewish law is that one has to be buried in very simple shrouds, burial shrouds. Afilu, the Shulchan Aruch says, Afilu Nasi Shebi Israel, even the leader, the president of Israel, ad mea ve'esrim, simple, very simple. There's an exception to this. And the exception is that one who is tragically murdered is buried in the clothing that they were wearing at the moment that the tragedy befell them. And the answer, according to the Siftei Kohen, the Shach, or the reason why, is because it's meant to arouse compassion before God. That God sees this clothing in which the person is buried and remembers what happened and has compassion and as well has indignation in responding to this travesty, this injustice. And that's what the clothing represents. Rav Soloveitchik said that in the modern era, the flag of the state of Israel represents that clothing. Why? Because of the sacrifices, because of the blood that was spilled, because of the tragic terror attacks that have taken place in Israel, because of the attacks on Israel's sovereignty, because of the attacks on Israel all over, because of the sacrifices that were made for the state of Israel. The flag of the state of Israel, of Soloveitchik wrote in his book Nefesh Harav, that the flag of the state of Israel represents the clothing that's worn by one who was slain for being Jewish. It's an extraordinary insight, because we think of the flag as a symbol of our pride, as a symbol of who we are. And Rav Soloveitchik said there's another facet, there's another aspect as well, and perhaps we understand this aspect so much better in these last months. And that is that the flag represents the sacrifices that were made. And when we hold that flag up high, and we hold it proudly, we represent that we're Jewish, and we represent that we're proud of the state of Israel and all of the achievements and the miracle that is the modern state of Israel. And at the same time, we hold it up high so that God sees it. And so that God remembers and has compassion on us because of all of the tragic sacrifices, because of all of the death and all of the loss that has been incurred in these last years, in these last decades. While we've had the blessing of Israel, we have also had the tragedy of many lives, of too many lives that have been lost in defense of the Holy Land, in defense of the Jewish democratic state of Israel. I offer these thoughts because it is that time of year. I offer these thoughts because of the injustice that we've all read about this past week, in which Ottawa City Hall will not be raising the flag of the State of Israel on Yom HaAtzmaut for security reasons, for safety reasons, wherever we've descended to as a society, where we can't show proudly who we are and feel the support of the community and society around us, we need to remind ourselves of what this flag means for us. So join us in celebrating on Shabbat morning, on commemorating and celebrating Israel. Join us at the Israel Day rally. Join us whenever we can as we wear and represent and show that pride, that flag of the state of Israel so proudly. This is who we are. This is what we stand for. And God, please have compassion on your people for all of the sacrifices that we've incurred in defense of the modern state of Israel. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom and a Moadim L'Simcha L'Geula Shlema, a meaningful Yom HaZikaron and a Yom HaAtzmaut filled with celebration and pride, and please God, the compassion of the Almighty on the Jewish people, on the state of Israel, and on all those in the world who want peace, who love peace, who pursue peace, and stand with us in these difficult times. Shabbat Shalom.